Real quickly before I jump into the video, I want to let you guys know that if you guys are interested in Control Freaks, from now until the end of the holiday season, you can end up getting 15% off your entire order using code ESPRESSO instead of just the previous 10 that it was all the way beforehand. But if you guys are interested in checking that out, some stocking stuffers, or you just want to buy a pair for yourself, feel free to check that out. I'll leave a link down there in the description below if you guys want to click that. It'll actually pre-apply the code so you can just go in. You don't have to remember to put the code in. Or if you want to go on just your standard browser or mobile or whatever it is you want to use, you can use code ESPRESSO for 15% off at checkout. But now, back to the regular scheduled content. It's been a wild week for updates of Black Ops 4, and there's certainly a lot more coming in the future. But as it stands right now, today got a slight little update in just the terms of playlists. Nothing that had to task you with re-downloading anything for the game or any massive patch that might actually eat up your internet. Instead, it simply is just a game refresh that by the time you logged on now, you probably already have it. And if you haven't had it, well then you've probably been on the game for the last 7 or 8 hours, to which you might want to refresh your game to get that playlist update. Regardless, when you log on today, we have a couple of different things right in plain view. And then as of actually tonight, Treyarch gave us a lot of information on some things coming up next week, which are absolutely massive for a lot of players. So that said, firstly kicking it off on the things that did change here at this update today, we ended up getting our first double XP weekend of the brand new Operation Absolute Zero. This one isn't a quad feed or anything like that, so unfortunately there's no double tier progression that a lot of people probably want to get through their black market contraband stream, but instead this one focuses on multiplayer, zombies, and blackout in your leveling progression. So it's double XP for multiplayer and zombies, so if you guys want to reach level 1000, you want to get a new prestige, whatever it is, feel free to go ahead. You're going to level up twice as fast, and same goes for Blackout. You're going to get double merits, which is honestly one of my favorite things here in Blackout, the promotions that are done for that. We've only seen one of those before, so I'm super stoked to see it come back for the start of Absolute Zero, but it's double whatever you want to play weekend. So definitely hop on, grind it out, and get a little bit of progression done for whatever rank you're trying to rank up in multiplayer, zombies, or Blackout. There's really not much more to say outside of that, so just get to playing. But other things that were added in actually are a brand new mode, or I guess a returning mode to Blackout in particular. It's the first time we've seen a brand new mode added in with the full launch of the game. Within the beta, the curious part is the beta lasted, I think, 7 days total, 4 days for PlayStation 4 exclusivity, and then the weekend was Xbox One and PC plus PS4. But during that time, we ended up seeing 3 limited time modes added in which since then, since the launch up until now, as of today, we've only seen it one time, and that's again what happened at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time today. We hadn't seen anything other than that, but in that 7 days for the beta, we had 3 of them, so it's kind of curious. But that said, Close Quarters Frenzy is now returning in Black Ops 4. It's available to play right now until Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you guys are fans of Blackout and you don't necessarily like the hardcore campy nature that you might run into a lot in games, that's where this mode is going to be one of your best friends, because this really punishes campers and anybody that wants to sit in a corner, because the collapse ends up coming in at, I think it's about twice the rate, maybe a little more than that. So it is literally impossible to outrun, so you have to be always thinking about getting to the next zone as fast as possible, and anybody else that does not, they're gonna get punished, because not only does the zone come in faster, it deals more damage, so you can't outrun it, plus it does more damage than normal. So therefore, you're really gonna have to try and be always on the move, and it just creates a more frantic and fast-paced nature to an already, I think, fast-paced game mode given most circumstances. Of course, there are those campers, but regardless, that's something you can try out. And also along with this is it's kind of a hybrid with another mode, because Close Quarters Frenzy means that you're going to end up having close quarters weaponry. So no rifles, no sniper rifles, nothing like that. The only weapons you'll end up finding are SMGs, shotguns, pistols, launchers, and melee weapons. So it's gonna be all up in your face type of business and a very fast-paced gameplay experience. If you haven't tried it already, definitely give that a go. I think that it's definitely worth it. I had a ton of fun with this in the beta, and just from my preliminary matches already today, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So if you're looking to rank up and get in and out of matches fast, Close Quarters Frenzy is definitely gonna be one of the ways to go. Outside of that, some other Blackout changes that went live today ended up dealing with some of the character missions. Now, as you guys know, with Operation Absolute Zero, we ended up getting a couple of new characters introduced. We ended up getting Nikolai and Dempsey in the Contraband stream. We also ended up getting 4 new characters, that being the 9 versions of the Chaos crew. They are available via brand new character missions in-game. So you have to find their token or relic or item and then do the quest associated with it. Some of them are rather interesting. I know you have ones like Shaw's is the Ritual Bowl, in which you have to use 5 perks placed in the top 30, then finish with the bowl in your inventory. And then Diego is the Mayan Crest, where you have to kill or clean up an enemy with a Bowie knife and also finish with the item in your inventory. And then you have Scarlet, who has the Steel Bracer, who needs you to open a supply drop and then also finish with the item in your inventory. I can't off the top of my head remember what Bruno's is, but that's something that all 4 of those were added in. But now with this update today, we ended up seeing an increase to the number of chances you have to find the character missions in zombie stashes. So either that be supply drops or things around the map in any of the zombies' locations, like the mystery boxes, like the zombie drops from different kills on those zombies. And it also increased the number of zombie stashes that could include those as well. So whereas again, it had a finite number of them, but RNG was dictating where they'd be around the map, now there's more of those locations it could be, and also more probability you'll end up finding them as well. So those can be found, and if you guys need to get those, definitely go out and try and get them. I ended up getting Scarlet last night, so I'm on the hunt for all the other ones, but a little more casually than some of the other characters we've gone after. But that's all well and dandy. We have some cool things added in as of today. What about the big additions coming up next week? Because this is where we start to get into some interesting parts. For those of you guys that remember, there were some talk about custom games and also camos coming to Blackout, and that was something a lot of people thought was going to happen as of Tuesday, a massive title update of the proportion that we had. People thought, well, surely it's going to be in the game and the update coming along with that. We're going to see a lot of things already introduced with Blackout. We saw those changes on Monday. We saw a bunch of things added in on Tuesday, obviously, but we didn't see Blackout custom games or camos. But as of next week and an update coming then, that's when we're going to see them. And this is guaranteed by Treyarch. It was mentioned as of the next update coming next week. And while we'll see a playlist update to turn off double XP and this close quarters frenzy game mode, I think the update itself will come on Tuesday. That's usually when we get those title updates. But for this, to give you a little bit of background on how these things will work, let's start out with weapon camos. Probably the thing that a lot of you guys are more so curious about than maybe custom games. But weapon camos are going to be a part of the brand new armory in Blackout. Now, we don't have anything like that just yet within Blackout. I'm assuming it's going to be very similar to how we see with the Zombies armory, kind of port that over, but in the Blackout end. But when you end up doing this, you'll be able to set your camos earned from multiplayer zombies in the black market, so they can be applied to your weapons in-game in Blackout matches. When you set those camos up in the armory prior to the match, players then will be able to pick up those items that have those camos selected and automatically apply the camos they have to them. So therefore, I'm assuming you'll be able to drop weapons and those camos will stay. So if somebody swaps out a weapon, you might be able to know that, wow, these guys granted dark matter. They might have put a ton of time into the game. Maybe I should be a little more careful, or maybe vice versa. But these will be introduced via the brand new armory. And one thing that I'm really curious on that was not mentioned at any point during this blog post from Treyarch were Blackout specific camos. They mentioned bringing over multiplayer and zombies and black market camos, but I'm curious if we'll get any black market specific things. That's one thing that we can take a little blast of the past and talk about the pre-release build of the game that I got to play out in Los Angeles about a week before the game itself launched. That was something that when you took a look at the camos at that point, you had multiplayer, zombies, and Blackout selectable camos. So it was maybe at some point in the developmental plans, but as for right now, whether or not that's still secret or not, who knows? I think that honestly it'd be absolutely wild if we get some camos for Blackout as well, and then on top of that, you get some super dark matter for completing the highest tier camo challenges of multiplayer, zombies, and Blackout. Can you imagine that grind? I think that would be absolutely nuts. Regardless, camos are going to be coming via the armory as of next week, and the next big thing being added in are Blackout custom games. Now, this is going to take customization to a whole new level in the terms of just being able to do whatever you want in Blackout. I'm sure that a lot of people want to be able to explore the map a little bit, and I myself really want to go and try an Easter egg hunt for some stuff within Blackout, but because it is last man standing mentality and everybody's on a free-for-all going for each other, you can't exactly do that a lot of the time. So whenever you can control maybe potentially how long it takes for the zone to come in, you have only up to 12 other people in the map, so you can load up by yourself or with some friends. You can do some Easter egg hunting and check out a bunch of things, or you can do some cool mini games, whatever it is. You're gonna have the world at your own disposal. So that's something very cool that's gonna be coming as the next update. But again, some details coming along with that are up to 12 players per match. You can end up doing solos, duos, or quads. You'll have weapon camo support and full character customization as well, but it's only going to be for online. So for players that are offline, you probably already had a tough time playing this game to begin with because it's also dependent on being online, but Blackout custom games will be another thing you won't really have access to if you're offline. But this is one thing that I'm definitely curious to see if this gets adjusted at all during the course of the year. We saw that the player count was something with the beta, it was increased incrementally, and then we see where it is now, even up to 100 players for the featured playlist. But I'm wondering if that player number for custom matches will end up increasing or not, because as it stands right now, 12 isn't really a lot to begin with. And so to keep that all year round and going forward might be a little bit of a turnoff for some people looking to play with huge groups of players. I know one thing, I'm certainly not complaining, by the way, at least in my perspective. I'm okay with this, and I'm super excited to see it coming. But one thing that I was definitely excited to do was try and get some people that maybe we can all stream together and do Blackout custom games. So if I'm streaming for a couple hundred people, we can end up getting 100 in at a time, and we could end up playing and all dropping in and seeing how we wanted to fare and who would last the longest. So that's one thing that I'm curious, that 12 players being a little low, I'm wondering if that's going to change at all throughout the year. But that is going to be coming as of next week as well. So while it might not necessarily apply to multiplayer or zombies, Blackout is going to get another massive addition here as of next week, kind of reaffirming the whole idea that Blackout's getting some major overhauls, and this is just the beginning. This is phase 1 still of Blackout, multiplayer, and zombies. So I'm excited to see what kind of things can come not only to Blackout and custom games and camos, but also other things that'll be rolled out incrementally as time progresses through multiplayer and zombies. But that's where we're gonna wrap it up. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you guys think of this here? Are you guys excited for camos in Blackout? You guys excited to explore the map a little bit within Blackout custom games? Whatever it is, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. That said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops 4, multiplayer, Blackout, zombies, you name it. We got you covered with the best of updates, news, information, tips, tricks, best class setups, all that good stuff. We got you covered. So if any of that interests you, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. You guys also follow me over on Twitter and Instagram. Those are the best places to get connected outside of YouTube. Practically live on both those. So if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it is, those links are down there in the description below. Well, that's it out of the way. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic day. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.